All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing. Just 578 intraday range here. Unbelievable. I mean, by the dip, folks, I am absolutely flabbergasted by this price action today, and even more flabbergasted that I was able to navigate it. We tanked, and we took out the pre-market low of 31.50. Everyone was looking for 37.20, and the bulls turned it around. We came back through halfway, we came back through the close, we came back to the opening range, we came back to the pre-market high, and we are 6 points away from Thursday's high of 42.25. Folks, don't put your money in CDs. Buy the dip. Unbelievable trading action today. And here we are. I can't even remember where we're at for the week. I'll have to do my numbers over the weekend and figure out where we're at on this crazy week. Let's look at, I got it wrong. I got at ES up there. Shame on me. I always do that. That's actually Eversource Energy. Crude ripping through the 60 handle, up 230 at 66.13. Gold rallied, but another close under 1,700. We're at 1696.60. Silver trying to get off the mat. That's down 25 cents at 25.21. Had a little dip into the 24 handle. Bitcoin, that's over $3,000 off the low, was even by the dip in Bitcoin. But hey, instead of guessing where the market's going, why don't we bring in Rob Friesen from Stock Odds and talk about some probabilities, not for today, but for Monday.
Let's talk.
How you doing, Rob?
Good. Thanks. Glad to be on the show. Thank you.
All right. So, what a week, huh?
Yeah.
I know you had some good ones. I don't know if you had any bad ones, but how do you put a bow on a week like this?
We did a training event on Wednesday there, and we were talking about how to buy discount and then how to sort of scale it out at a profit and buy it again at a discount and scale it back out at a profit. And we focused on some of the SPACs. So, what has changed since Livermore? The media banters. Honestly, they say the worst things, and everybody kind of like gets all freaked out. But these are your opportunities, both on the sell side when sentiment is so high, and then on the buy side when sentiment is so low. Nothing's changed in hundreds of years.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and we were discussing this, on the other shows. I mean, are you going to pour all your money into CDs here? Are interest rates really going up that much? I mean, where can you invest your money?
When we get heading past 2.25, 2.50, and heading to 3%. Well, okay, let's be concerned. But I mean, the markets, they're so used to their injection here from low interest rates. We've really created a moral hazard ultimately when you have to have rates at zero forever. So
all right, well, let's you got some screen sharing capabilities here.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about some setups maybe that you had today or setups for next week after this crazy week, and you'll probably talk a few minutes and we'll be through Thursday's high. So take it away.
Rob, just hit that share button on the bottom of the screen there.
Okay. I'm just going to unplug. I got another monitor in here. I'm going to unplug that one. Okay, so we should be good here.
We're good.
Okay, so let's look at energy's been kind of creeping up pretty good here. I mean, it's amazing the comeback tour on that one, and just looking at how it's closed here at up 3.38%. We want to say, all right, what technical bin does that fall into, and what can we expect? Because I mean, you could look at it and go, we should buy strength, or you could look at that and go, you know, the RSI's on the RSI2, it's up at 96. You know, is that a sell signal? Is that something I should do? The problem that occurs often in trading is that we make decisions based on just a number, like it's over 80 on the RSI, therefore I should be a seller. It's under 20, therefore I should be a buyer. But that's not necessarily the case.
No.
What we want to look at is how many times has it sort of fallen into that range, and then what's the subsequent behavior afterwards. So if we just take this 3.45%, we look at where does that fall. We don't have that happen very often for XLE. So, you know, we're at a situation where, you know, it's kind of on the fence and whether this can continue. If it had closed, you know, closer in the 2% range, like 1.5 to 2. Oh, sorry, my mistake here. We're falling into the 3.4, 3 to 4 bin here. Sorry, on that one. That's 3.49. So we're falling into the 3 to 4 bin. So what that tells us is, if we put mouse over here, so that tells us there's odds of 68 of being up on an overnight returns basis. So if you bought, you know, today during the day, as you saw it approaching that bin, if you bought it at the close, if you buy it in extended hours trading, and you're going for an overnight return, there's been 22 events of it closing like this in our look back period of about 2,000 days. And it's, you know, showing it's still a positive trend for overnight returns into Monday morning. We can look at, on Sunday night show, we can look at maybe what's the seasonality for Monday, and see how robust it is. But anyway, so positive odds still, even though it's in the 96.85 RSI too. So normally,
Rob, let me hop in here for one quick second here. We are back at Thursday's high. Who Ripley couldn't have written it any better. And also, I just want to stress the point that you're talking about, because I'm not an RSI guy, and I'm not, you know, these overbought and over. I know the market can stay oversold a lot longer than I can stay overbought, and vice versa. But you know, you just keying on just that indicator. Oh, RSI is over 80. It's got to go down. It's not like that. It takes a while for things to shake out, and I think that what you're trying to do is you're trying to bring other factors into that. So, you know,
yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of traders. Yeah, Joel, I mean, I've seen a lot of traders just make decisions on price only or on an indicator only, without the subsequent knowledge of what are the various scenarios that can play out. And one of them is it can keep going. I mean, we certainly have, you know, a breakout anyway. So the thing is, do I want to get stubbornly short this? I'm just saying that the overnight returns are positive, and we can look at open to close returns as well for Monday, you know, how it will play out. Looking at some of the other things, we even have like tech patterns that you can look at and say, okay, well, you know, we've recently had a bullish U-turn pattern. Okay, this was from Thursday's close, and so it applies for a projected 3-day return. Okay, so 3-day return. So we're still looking at some of these symbols here being bullish for the next few days. So it's not just a 1-day event. We're looking at 3-day returns off of those patterns. So again, if we go back to the fallacy in chart patterns, I don't know which chart patterns, you know, that people tend to follow are proven to work out. I see many chart patterns fail. But what I want to know is, you know, what is the odds of this particular pattern performing for my next time frame? And this is a strong time frame, giving 3 days, and say, yeah, this is still a strong pattern over 3 days. So for example, you know, Clorox and Honeywell still showing pretty good odds and reasonable performance for a 3-day period of time. Users can go to this website and start to engage it. It's just hedgetrading.com, and we have no strings attached right now in terms of using it and exploring it. We have a bunch of different almanacs in here, seasonality almanac, and then we've got streaks report, Bollinger Band report, price performance, RSI, tech pattern, and we'll be adding more and more type dashboards, including combined dashboards of a number of indicators, and even combined with macro is our goal, is to put it all
Can I
together.
throw you on the spot here? Can I throw you on
Go
the
ahead.
spot here to analyze the stock?
Sure.
Apple. AAPL. Full disclosure, I took a stab in the dark on this one. There's the only thing I added to a short-term portfolio. The reason is it just kind of held up well over the last couple days, right? Compared to this panic low that you had a couple weeks ago. And then you had the undercut and rally here. So can you give me some probabilities of this, update tomorrow, 3 down days, and now an update? Is there anything there that you can give me to give me some confidence that this is going to continue higher?
I mean, you definitely have a rejection of that new low in the short term, and
I
did
want
close higher than the previous
probabilities.
close.
Can you give
Right.
me some probabilities?
So let's look at that and see. We fell into the 0.94% on the day bin. So looking at the bins here, we're down in this level here. So we've got a possibility of overnight returns still carrying through. So from this this event that we had today, it's looking positive for the overnight into Monday.
Okay. All right. That's what I want to hear. Anything else? Any other things that you wanted to share with our listeners today, as far as, looking at the price action today and helping to forecast the price action on Monday?
Well, I mean, each day of the week has its own seasonality. So Mondays behave very differently than Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Each day is really quite unique, and there are some historic patterns these days, even through all the regime changes that we've had. From, these patterns still held up during the sell-off last year in March and April. So there's some robustness to that. So the question is, here's an example. You come in or you go into a Friday, right? And the world is fairly stable geopolitically and things like that. You might have, defense contractors not perform that well. If the world is kind of unstable, then defense contractors, tend to perform more robustly. So what we found a lot over the years is that there's particular industries that perform on particular days.
Really?
And for example, media stocks in general have not been very strong on a Friday. Maybe because, hey, unless there's anything new news going into the weekend, well, we've had the week play out. Maybe when you come in Monday and there's a whole bunch of news that's happened over the weekend and all kinds of events, then media stocks pick up again. But it's that kind of ebb and flow between the industries that I find so fascinating, and able to look into the data with that, and be able to take trades like, long some industries and short some industries and all that. And yeah, we do like to, as much as possible, take risk out of the market, by hedging. And at any given time, there's always a bull market somewhere, and there's always a little bit of a bear market somewhere, right? In terms of the money rotation. So when you can look at what we talked about a few weeks back, Joel, we said that there was, the writing was on the wall, a shot over the bow, in terms of, a rotation out of some of the tech names, the riskier assets,
Exactly.
into the Dow components. And we looked at the seasonality for the Dow, and it was very favorable. We looked at that rotation, and it's played out just like that. And today may have been the end of this, as sentiment got terrible on growth. It got terrible. It got terrible on SPACs. And you know what? What an opportunity for people that have a wish list and go, I want to buy some discount, and I know what to do if I want to hedge it off, or or I have proper position sizing so I don't bury myself on one idea.
All right, can we throw another S&P's dip under 39.40 right back at the? I mean, we are 30 points above my highest number, folks. So I'm useless here with the S&Ps. But could you take a look at Twilio? TWLO. I looked at this thing. I looked at the chart, and I remember poo-pooing JP Morgan when they did an upgrade at this thing at like 400. And then I forgot about it. It went to 440, and then what wash out today. I do see some lows back in this area. I wasn't looking at it. Could you see what Stock Odds has to say? What maybe an overnight edge or what you're looking at here in Twilio, TWL? What are some of the statistics saying?
So it closed down about 2.8%, and that falls into this statistical bin here of -3 to -2.5. So overnight returns are favorable. We have a 73% chance of being up overnight into Monday, and there's been 33 events where it's fallen into this particular bin of performance. Average performance change almost 0.3%. So yeah, if you ended up having that on going into the close, I mean, you're looking okay for the overnight returns.
Okay. All right. So we
Now,
just
I'm not an advisor. I'm not an advisor.
I know. I'm just let me know if I'm just asking you, is it okay to throw some of these symbols at you to guess the
yeah, I mean,
statistic?
all we're doing is it's just, historic performance related data so that it's essentially forecasting, whether you have favorable odds and performance, and another component would be, are you adequately compensated for risk? So you have to think about some things that you need to put in the mix as well, right?
Oh yeah, yep. I think that's one good thing about our traders and our investors here on both the morning show and the afternoon show. They're here looking. They have a majority of them have their own styles, have their own methods of technical analysis, and then they're just looking for either confirmation or a fly in the ointment or something. I think that's why we try and differentiate ourselves a little bit from others. Maybe we'll take a look. If maybe look at the probabilities here on just a few more, and then we'll let you go and we'll wrap up going into the close. Microvision, MVIS. I mean, a lot of these stocks are looking the same here. You had that blast low. I hope whoever was looking at this was looking at that 983 low from February 5th. Where did we get to? Not quite 10.12, and now you're a solid $2 off that one. I'll just give my technical analysis on this one, and then Robbie, if you have some probabilities on this one to share with us, it's fine. If not, we can move on to another issue. But I think a best case scenario here for you bulls is let's get back up to what is this, 17 here? You had a big drop. You had to pull 17. Actually, you had a 3-day high at 17. So if the bulls are going to regain control of this one, this low is going to hold. You're going to make quick work at 16. And then just with that high at 17, that would be Wednesday's high at 17.29. Wow, that's a ways away, but this is a mover. So I guess first target would be yesterday's high at 15.58. What I think you might see more of is maybe digest this move for a couple days. Buyers think they missed the bottom, so we're not going to come back down too much. And people that picked it up on the cheap that are just looking for just a quick scalp, one or two standard deviations will be selling into this area. Rob, you have any statistics on this one?
So it closed down in that bin of well, it was actually by
We're
the
not
close
closed
there,
yet. We got a few minutes. Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking, oh, we're after the hours here already. But anyway, the minus 2.79 bin. So if that's going to close there, we're looking at this minus 2.5 to -3 bin that it falls into. So we're looking at 70% chance of being up overnight into Monday, and there's 97 events that have happened in the 2000 day look back period for that, and we're looking at 0.4853% change. So definitely favorable for overnight returns on that one as well.
How quickly do you get these statistics after the market closes?
Well,
How long does it take to recycle the data?
We're updated a couple hours after the day session close, so people can start doing their homework for the next day. We have traders that just compile all of the stuff that they want to do ahead of time, so they know every single symbol they want to be long, every single symbol they want to be short before the next day even starts, and you just place your orders. There's an opportunity to do some pre-market trading if you want on them, or you can do them at the open, or you can do them after the open and take them off at any point throughout the day or at the close. So the time frames are yours, but it's nice to have the ability to curate your lists of things that you want to do before the next day, rather than flipping your computer on and go, what am I going to do today? That looks good. Somebody was talking about that. I think I'll do that. There's been a lot of, maybe there's been some lottery winners out there, but there's been a lot of damage. I can tell. I've watched some of it. A lot of damage out there by people going after lotteries, and you know what? Speculation is, it's that thing. You have to be prepared to lose, but it's also the rare event. Hitting the lottery is a rare event. Hitting some of these stocks that are doing these 10x's or more is a rare event. What you can do every day is trade the noise, trade the money flow that's actually going on between industries and between sectors, and to be prepared ahead of time. Just do your homework today so that you can trade on Monday, or do your homework on Monday so you can trade on Tuesday.
All right, one more for you, and I know you like to cover these SPACs here, and I know that you'd like to get down and dirty in them. I don't preferably like to trade them, but boy, one, it's just, man, this looks like a ski slope here. Clover Health, CLOV, new all-time low, down below 10. If you didn't think it could go below 10. It did. Nice low here at 631.
I gotta correct you on something here.
Yes, sir.
This isn't the type of SPAC that I want to trade. Why?
You tell me.
Well, look what it's already done.
It's breached.
So the whole point of a SPAC is, the unit to cost plus the warrant comes out at $10 usually. Most of them do, and so the floor might be $9.80, and you've seen a lot of them recently in the sell-off dip to $9.80, and some maybe like $9.50, $9.65. But usually you can kind of lean on that $10. There's a bit of an arbitrage there if it's under 10. Anyway, the point is, if you buy something at 16, you have $6 of risk. If you buy it at 14, you have $4 of risk. If you buy it at 12, you have $2 of risk. You have to dial in the risk that you want to incur. But once something has had a deal announced, once there's a merger, I'm like sold. As soon as it's announced, or even like pre-market, sold, done, finished. I'll never purposely go back in it. It might be an accident I went back in it, but not purposely. No, I'm serious. When you have a list of a few hundred, it's like, you can accidentally go back in one. But the point is that this is not anything I'm interested in.
Okay. All right.
It's trading below $10. You have no safety net there, right?
Right. Okay. All right, Rob, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to do some tickers going into the close here and cover some of the S&P action. If you guys don't know, Rob and I have been doing a Sunday night show at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll tweet out that link over the weekend. But Rob compiles the information over the weekend. I do a little bit of my homework. We like to see how the future's open, and then we take it from there. So, Rob, great information, trading probabilities. That's what this market's about. And I'll speak to you over the weekend. And
all right.
Thanks for
Sunday
coming
show,
on.
Eh?
All right.
All right.
Thank you. All right, Spencer, you still around? You taking
Oh,
a nap?
I'm still around. I was getting ahead of the game, figuring out what to watch for next week. We got a lot of
Okay,
stuff coming.
cool.
So next week is not a big week on the earnings front, guys. I'll just give you a few names that are reporting, not too many. The big names are probably Wednesday, Oracle, and AMC. Are both AMC is going to be interesting. Wednesday afternoon. Adobe and DocuSign are Thursday. There was a couple others like Stitch Fix and Cloudera, but not too many names on the earnings front. What next week is going to be about, guys, is analyst days, investor presentations. There are a lot of investor presentations and analyst days next week. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown. I'll go slow so you all can write this down. Monday, we've got investor presentations from Cigna, ticker CI, and Perion Network, ticker is Peri, P-E-R-I.
That's my dog's name.
I know. Tuesday, we got investor presentations from DraftKings, from Fortinet, from Chevron, and from Sonos. That's Tuesday. DraftKings, Fortinet, Chevron, Sonos. Wednesday, we've got investor presentations on CyberArk, Rapid7, which is RPD, and Verizon. Thursday, investor presentations from Residio, that's R-E-Z-I, Lithium Motors, that's L-A-D, Ziopharm Oncology, that's Z-I-O-P, and T-Mobile. And Friday, we have investor presentations from Lumentum, that's L-I-T-E, and AT&T. So what this means is executives from these companies are going to basically get up and tell everyone all the amazing things they're working on, probably give some guidance because a lot of them stopped giving guidance last year because of the pandemic. So probably give some guidance, talk up what they're doing, watch for volatility in those stocks next week.
Okay. All right. You're better at following those than I am. So let's go. Let's where we're at. We're 358. We heard we had some buying balances are being offset a little bit. We got the 3850, and you know what I have at 3850? Absolutely nothing. The high from yesterday was 42 and a quarter. Just a big range Friday. I mean, that jobs report was good. They didn't like it. They took it out to the woodshed. Everyone thought, okay, I'm ready.
Show us the S&Ps.
Okay, yep. Okay, sorry, I got Clover. That's right. I like the one thing I liked about what Rob said there is like I did ADS again. Is that right away he said, I don't want to trade it. I mean, how many times do you guys take an issue and say, I'm done with it? You know, I've had my trades in it. And I think that's one thing that, the discipline in the markets and is something that we need to stress here. Let's just get crazy. Let's go to a 1 minute chart here. You can see we hit that 38.50. Trying to close. I did see the buying balances. I mean, huge momentum here, folks, coming off that low. Who knows about the overnight? Overnight events can always change things, but I just got to look to see where we're at. I mean, I'm just like for the week here. It's just been such a crazy week. Where did we close on Friday? We're doing all these levels and everything on a daily basis.
Great question. So the SPY closed at there's our bell. The SPY closed at 379.
Right.
And we're at 383. We closed green for the week. What a comeback.
I know.
What a ridiculous comeback.
We actually closed at 30. Yeah, I'm looking at the S&Ps here. We closed at 3809. We hit a weekly high of 3912. Holy mackerel. I can't remember what happened on Monday. And then we had a low of 3720.50. That was from yesterday. So that's a range, folks. That's a week. So keep your eye on the highs and the lows. We'll wrap things up. Big comeback in the markets. I hope we help you all navigate through this craziness, and I'll be back with you Sunday night, and of course Monday morning. Who's our guest on Monday? Oh, we got Tim, right?
We got Tim Quast. That was quite a rally. Quite a rally from this morning at starting around 11:30 right there. That was that was something else there. So we closed green for the day, green for the week, at least in the broad-based indices. If you are long momentum tech, you're still in trouble. But at least for the overall market, it was a good week. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. It's 4 o'clock on a Friday, which means we're done for the week. Everyone, have a good rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Check us out, Benzinga Pro. Check us out on Twitter, on Discord, on Twitch, on all those platforms. We're even on MySpace. Just kidding. We're not on MySpace. Everyone have a good rest of your day. We'll see you on Monday.